All right, hello and welcome everybody to the very first match of the season for our Overwatch squad as they take on the TESPA Overwatch Varsity Qualifiers. Lots of things have definitely changed since the last season, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how our guys do. And these guys are just skirmishing right up top here to start things off. Between new characters, new teammates, and new heroes, it is going to be an absolute blast. So far, unfortunately, First Blood going over to the side of the CMU Eagles as Jussie does go down, going to give CMU the first capture onto the point. Now, it's definitely like a little bit different compared to what we were used to seeing. It's these two death balls just crashing into each other. And fortunately for Saints again, just not going their way. So we're on the Reaper doing a pretty good job starting this match off. Just about 40% onto the mark. And okay, Walla dives in and instantly gets player me, though Lucio is down. Then we have the ult, but a little bit of a collision of ults going on here. And Walla's just diving into the back line, gets the ult off right onto the point. Does he? He just crushed 3 of them with that ult. Beautifully done there. That's a nice, solid way to hopefully get this thing transferred over. Player me going down again, and there we go. Saints able to get the point. New tank line for the Saints this year. Damage getting right into that Reaper's face as it tries to flank him, but Walla takes down the Sigma on the side of CMU. And it looks like this fight is going over towards Saints. Another nice wipe here as they continue to try and chase down, secure the 6th kill. And I believe that is the Sigma. Eagles are regrouped, going up high once again. This is the Coalescence coming out from the side of CMU, and while again just trying to be as disruptive as possible, Couch does have this ult if he does want to try and pop it off. That was an extremely low Reaper, and Jussie coming in clutch to finish that off. Nicely done. He's going to probably find a few more. Player me barely getting out alive. Okay. Opting to retreat onto the point as I guess someone was trying to dive by while it does get caught. They do have a couple ults, I think, at this point. Do they decide to spend anything? We do hear Coalescence coming off in the background, but a lot of Saints are going down, so this one's probably going to get flip-flopped back over to the CMU Eagles, getting about 90%, almost 90%, maybe 7 to be specific, onto the capture point. 3 ults for the Saints. See if we can get something comboed up between Walla and Couch. He's been hanging on to that for a while. Kingdom Heart with a really quick kill actually with his orb, and unfortunately Sorkum's plowing through, takes down Crypt, but Walla on an absolute point-blank killing spree. Jussie also in the fray, does go down in the end though. Irisa Damage finally going down as well, back and forth, but it looks like it's barely going to go over into the favor of the Eagles. A nice little shot there from Couch, though. Firing that boulder at him. Does he touch? But it's about 3 seconds to get there. Does manage to get it. There's a Sigma ult coming out from the side of CMU, but a nice beat drop from Crypt, keeping everybody alive. Jussie's coming in, spinning to win, and does take down one, and the rest of the CMU squad slowly but surely seeming to fall here. Yeah, only 12% actually for the Saints to take care of this first round on this map. Who is up there? We got Jussie up in the high ground. Does he find anything? 2 dying right on the point. The emergency Hammond's coming out from Nyx. Just trying to be as obnoxious on the point as possible. I know during trials we definitely saw Couch do that, so this would be a bit of a funny turnaround if it does become a nuisance, but Nyx does go down. Sora, though, as well, being a bit of a nuisance to the Saints. A pretty back-and-forth fight at this point. Whoever wins this fight essentially gets this round. The Doomfist is down. The Sigma gets taken down one way or another. Emergency Hammond, once again, on point, barely going down. And the overtime clocks down. Saints are going to take the first round of Busan. I do want to thank everybody, of course, for tuning in this Saturday afternoon. My name is Dan, Danner's Banner, and it's just awesome to see the Saints Overwatch squad back in action. Like I was saying a little bit before, I didn't exactly get the greatest of introductions, but yeah, we have ourselves quite the different squad here this time, with the only real returner, I guess, is if you count Justy and Kingdom Heart. Otherwise, we got a brand new squad here for the Saints gaming team. Of course, still being coached by Vintage, as well as new this year, Dowling XA from the team last year is assistant coach. Now, as we get started with the second round here, oh, they actually got the Mercy. The Mercy's a little bit in of a rough position, but Walla goes down from Andy. Trading back and forth. Both Arisas kind of in a bad spot. They are going to go down. Justy trying to see what he can do against this Pharah, but a little bit rough considering the Reaper wants you to be kind of point blank with him. And it looks like overall this fight is going to go over to CMU Eagles. They do clean it up nicely, taking the first cap on this point. And of course, the Varsity Qualifiers are best of threes and only single elimination. So one set loss and you're done. So we'll see how far our Saints can go today and see what CMU has in store for us. Some pretty big damage coming out right now on the side of CMU. Had the Saints all bunched up, which just made it actually brutal. Coach securing the kill onto Sora. I do hear a Pharah completely nanoed as well, taking down 3, erasing them in that corridor. They're going to try and contest it anyway, but they are still 2 men down, I think. And that will be a wipe for the Saints, and huge ultimate there from Atomic. Getting that comboed up with the nano boost to Andy's nano boost. That was pretty clutch. In terms of ultimates for the Saints, we only have Crypt's Sound Barrier. Although the rest should be coming in sometime soon. Walla just popping Sora instantly with McCree. Nicely done. Damage going down, but Walla trading right away. Saints trying to rush onto the point. Couch barely hanging on to his life. Yeah, Crypt, no fear, right in the face of this tank. Actually, essentially doing a ton of DPS himself. Although Sora comes back in, he was the first one down in this fight, trying to make things difficult again, and so far he definitely is. That Pharah was at 1 HP for the longest time. Coalescence coming out from Kingdom Heart to try and clean this up, and he is going to find it. This does flip over to Saints after 95% being put onto the board from CMU Eagles. Definitely know Walla is on that Pharah hunting duty. Gonna be one of his top priorities. And Sora just popping Crypt instantly, and I think he was one of the, okay, he didn't have an ult, he had already used it. So there we go, Justy spin the win, but gets slept. Beautiful shot there from Andy. But it looks like it's gonna get cleaned up anyway between the Sigma ult from Couch and Walla starting to pop off a bit, but here comes a nano boosted Sora, gonna make things a little bit difficult. He's going to clean up house, but at least Crypt is able to get back there in time, enough to try and stall out a little bit. Kingdom Heart going to try and do the exact same thing. Damage bringing the Hammond out as well, just try and get there as quick as possible, but the reinforcements from CMU are right around the corner, and they're going to just straight up blow everything just to try and get this point turned over. Oh, Couch barely getting slept as he jumps in, And this should be the overtime ticker starting to go down. Wallace switching over to the Tracer just to try and get here a little bit quicker. And it is going to be a wipe here from the Saints. So CMU looking like they're going to take care of this one. Yeah, they're blocking out Damage, so they're going to tie this one up 1-1 on the first map. Of course, still got another one. Yeah, another one on deck still.
Upcoming mission to identify all possible outcomes.
That was definitely a little bit weird near the end there, since the CMU Eagles got so much cap really early on that very first hold. It kind of put the Saints in a panic. As soon as one fight goes down, you know, to get there as fast as possible. Forced to kind of run a comp that wasn't exactly the most optimal, but at least could get them to point. Didn't quite work out in the end, but we still have this round right here. See what they can do with the much different area of Busan. Gotta watch out for the Reaper coming around the side. I was about to harass Damage, but he does fortify up. All right, point is open, and all of them are just crashing into the center of this thing. Walla trying to do the best he can, just smoking the CMU Reaper. Jussie does find the first kill, though. He does take down Nyx, but there's still a lot of healthy health bars here on the side of CMU. Just heals for days, apparently. Okay, good little combo there coming out from Walla. Again, he's getting his damage in, trying to get out of there as fast as possible. Unfortunate trade. Sora winning the 1v1 versus Jussie. Walla still jumping around, but he is pretty hurt. They keep him up. We do have all the spin to win, the Death Blossom on the point. An absolutely devastating move there from Sora. That is going to turn this point over to CMU. All right, Saints back on the attack. A nice halt there, actually, from the Orisa from Nyx. Had pretty much everybody bunched up into that one. Okay, trading Coalescence as if it's something out of Dragon Ball. And Wall is able to get first blood, takes down Clair, but this starts the trade. Jussie is spinning in the middle of the point, similar to what Sora just did earlier. And this time he's going to be able to get the team kill. And Saints flip it back over. Only ult on deck now for the Saints is Crypt's Sound Barrier. Definitely going to be clutch, considering we don't know how many ults are on deck for... Oh, okay, hang on, Jussie. Let's go. I was going to say, we don't know how many ults are on deck for the CMU Eagles, but Jussie at least making sure that the Reaper's not a factor, at least for the next couple seconds. All right, CMU on the attack. The Hulk's going to slow things down, and Walla just popping them instantly. Meteor Strike coming out. Who's he going to try and find? Is he going to get the... looking for the supports, but it's actually the Death Blossom coming up from Sora. Jussie shuts that down. The Crypt's Sound Barrier came in pretty clutch there as well, keeping everybody alive. Another solid team fight here for the Saints as we cross that 50% mark for game number 1. I do believe this one is for all of the marbles, so to speak. Okay, Coalescence and the Meteor Strike and this flanking Reaper giving Crypt a very hard time, but he's going to survive at least a little bit longer. Damage gets popped real quick from the Reaper. What do we have happening? I'm just getting, not completely lost, but with all these Doomfists flying all over the place, it's a little fun to try and follow up with, but that is a Sigma ult coming out from the side of CMU. I think that's only Kingdom Heart left to try and contest, get as much percent as he can on this. And sure enough, around 93%, it does flip-flop back on over to CMU. Okay, everybody charging in. We do also have Justy on the flank. Walla tries to stop him, and Justy has to get shut down pretty quickly. But the Sigma ult coming out from Couch, does it find anybody? That was a fortified Orisa, so she's not going anywhere. And then, yeah, everyone's going to probably get dropped down. And this fight going over to CMU convincingly. 80%, so it's essentially this push or nothing now for the Saints if they want to try and get the first game on the board in this best of 3. Yeah, Damage is going to probably have to be the first one to touch. He's right there. Did he actually touch it, though? Okay, he does. We do have the ult coming out from Jussie. He's right in the middle of everybody. He does find Player Me. Actually puts him in a pretty decent position, but whose Meteor Strike is this? This is actually Atomic's, and he's going to take down Damage with it. Kingdom Heart just trying to stay somewhat safe here, but a lot of these kills are going over to the red side, and it looks like CMU are going to take game number 1 in this best of 3.
Play of the game. Now entering King's Row.
Yeah, so our Saints definitely had a hard time after that very first game. I mean, it was pretty back and forth from the start, to be completely honest, but there's a lot of close fights, like one person getting caught just either snowballs the rest or just back and forth fights and then one good ultimate. Pretty much was the name of the game for the most part on Busan. Now that we are on King's Row, which for a long time was a favorite of the Saints Gaming squad, but with the meta changing up a little bit, because this is now a forced 2-2-2 format. No more goats here. Okay, so Hanzo and Mei for the DPS squad of Bala and Jussie. A little bit different compared to that first map. Krypton Lucio once again, Kingdom Heart on the Moira. Got Damage and Couch on their respective tanks of Sigma and Orisa. Now, CMU just diving this point instantly, but Walla going to take down the Doomfist rather quickly, so that is a big thorn out of the side of the Saints. Couch finding the kill onto Nyx as well. They're going to try and push into these shields, but by doing so, you're kind of going point blank with Sora's Reaper, but Sora does go down. This push is going to get completely taken down by the Saints squad. Oh, and an extra little pick there from Walla as he manages to get the rapid fire arrows onto Nyx. And Walla just built this ult real fast, and we have the Pharah coming out, so we know Walla wants to hunt those Pharahs. A similar attack strat here on this side of CMU, going around the statue. As well, firing off the Dragon Strike as well. Seeing if he could try and find a pick. Coalescence coming out from the side of Kingdom Heart, but he goes down real quickly due to the Doomfist. Sora taking him down there. Jussie barely getting taken down. I think his Ice Block was already used, and this might be a first point cap here on the side of CMU as the Saints are falling. Walla, the only one close, and he's pretty hurt, so he's probably going to retreat back, yeah. So now that that point has been captured, it is down to the payloads of the escort this thing. From what it seems, as of like the last game or so, Doomfist, depending on which Doomfist was doing better, seems to have swung the match big time. Atomic just being, or Atomic and Sora, depending on who's playing it, was pretty crazy. But Walla does take down Sora pretty quickly, but Atomic's Farad takes down Damage. And there's a lot of low health bars on this side of CMU. Kingdom Hearts, Walla getting on the kill board. And there we go, they do clean it up, so get the first defense. They do have a lot of ults at this point, 5 of them on deck. So if played right, if played right, they should be able to hold this for at least a little while. Although we're probably due for a barrage on the side of CMU sometime soon. Okay, and sure enough, there it is, the Nano Barrage coming out, taking down Couch and Crypt. Big Blizzard actually coming out from Jussie, stopping the healers in the backline, just freezing them in place. Going to at least slow it down a little bit, but overall it's still going to be slightly in the favor of CMU, and they're going to be able to push this cart. All right, with the cart right around that second point, we're going to have the Dragon Strike right onto it. That was actually a pretty nice halt. It did stick a lot of them right into the line of fire of the Dragon Strike, but nobody is on point to actually contest the carts, and a lot of Saints dropping. So CMU going to be successful, taking the second point and just cruising on through. Try and get the 3 cap here.
Back into the mix.
Kingdom Heart making a switch off the Moira into the Ana. Jussie now onto the McCree. Now this corner is notorious for being a pain, but a nice headshot there from Jussie on the falling Doomfist. Takes Sora down. That's a huge portion of their DPS gone at this point. So many shields, it's definitely hard to try and get yourself some ground, but Walla is able to find it, takes down Nyx, and then that's a very close to death Sigma. He is going to just jump off it. Sora comes in to take a kill onto Jussie, but Walla getting the revenge kill right back. Saints able to hold for now, but 3 ults on deck, and there should be some coming on the side of CMU as well, so could be scary. Crypt doesn't have sound barrier for a little bit still. It's a nano boosted Doomfist. He's jumping in, trying to get a kill right away. Not gonna find it just quite yet. The Deadeye from Jussie gonna take down Clair. So trading supports to start off this fight. Sound barrier is now ready if needed. Jussie does find Atomic, Damage does go down, Couch is going to find Nyx, and we're just trading kills back and forth. Sigma extremely low, nice kill there from Jussie. Sora just jumping in once again. Most irritating Doomfists, but going to just opt to hop off as the rest of his team was gone. So 2 holds in a row here for Saints. That cart hasn't gotten the move a whole heck of a lot. Between the just the location where they're at and then the team comp they have, it seems to be doing the job so far. But they did have to blow a handful of ults to try and keep that in check. And damage goes down real quick, but they just essentially trade tanks at this point. We have the nano boosted Sigma. Couch, can he get aggressive with this? He is going to try and ult on this. He's got everybody on the card, going to slam them all down. But who does he have here for backup? Unfortunately, nobody. And the Death Blossom coming out from Atomic is probably going to be the nail in the coffin here for this first fight. And it is going to be CMU getting the 3 cap with 1:20 left on the clock.
Score 0-3. Switching sides.
I definitely do not envy the position of the Saints in this point. They have to force the 3 cap here. Try to get it done faster than the 1:19. Otherwise, this is going to be the set victory over to CMU, which could mean for an early afternoon for us here at the Nest. But I know these guys ain't done yet. Atmosphere in here is rather positive, even considering the pressure. Coaching staff doing a good job of explaining what needs to be done next.
Commences in 30 seconds.
The government here has such a medieval view towards omnis.
All right, game on. Saints now on attack. 4 minutes to try and at least get to this first point. Okay, charging in with the speed boost. The ult going to make things a little bit difficult, but it's going to be Crypt getting dropped rather quickly. Everybody getting a piece of that, and the Saints are going to retreat real fast. I see what they were going for. I liked how they fired the shield up high so that by the time they charged in, it would fall into them. But unfortunately for the Saints, CMU just all over that, finding the kills where they needed to and shutting the push down rather quickly. While I'm making the switch over to McCree now. I believe he started that one off as May, but I could be wrong. While a bit away from the team, but all good in the end. Just trying to pick off the pharmacy combo in the air. Oh, I believe is that Sora? Oh, there we go. That was a solid stun there from Wallen. That's going to keep Sora down. A Sigma ult as well as a nano boosted Pharah barrage, but there we go. That was a pretty decent sound barrier from Crypt, but still there was enough damage from Atomic to get at least 2 kills, but the rest of the Saints squad were able to clean that up. So they are going to be able to take this first point with 2 minutes still on the clock, and they'll get a little bit additional for capturing this point. Yeah, 4 minutes and 30 seconds at this point. And they still got to wait for that card to come out, so they still got a little bit of time. Okay, Sora again, a nice stun once again. Walla just stopping Sora from charging in recklessly. Now it's just a matter of if the Saints can actually get some ground off of this. They're going to get at least a little bit, and Crypt actually getting the kill onto Atomic. Nicely done there. Slowly but surely trying to push themselves onto this little S area. And Justy possibly thinking about a flank. Oh, he spotted out the Doomfist though, so the flank attempt is going to be negated. or at least delayed. Okay, there he goes. Jumps in, again gets stunned out, loses like 3/4 of his HP. I do hear Jussie coming in with the Death Blossom, but it gets absorbed. A lot of damage missing there, but the Coalescence actually coming up from Kingdom Heart, gonna take down Sora at least. Now, again, good chunk of damage gone. And Walla finds one more, the frontline tank of Sigma going down. Follow Player Me, coming in clutch, getting the revive on him. The Kingdom Heart again, just finding the shots he needs to. And then Walla just harassing the back line. And that's a huge ult going down. Nyx popped his damage amplifier, but Walla shuts that down instantly. Sound Barrier going to stop at least some of the damage from this Sigma ult. And so far, this fight's actually going in the Saints' favor. It's scrappy as heck, but it is going to get into their favor eventually. They're probably going to hit this point, get 2 points with 2 minutes, 40 seconds, and we get a little bit more. 4 minutes on the clock. A good start here for the Saints gaming crew. Yeah, St. Clair's just been adjusting with, or especially Walla, just be able to find Sora every single time he goes in, and it just allows the Saints to just charge right back in as well after they get the kill, and that's 3 of them down already. Dimash taking down Nyx. No fun in the open. Lucio just stalling out the best that he can, I suppose, but Jussie going to take them down. Only no fun there to the left. Waiting for reinforcements. They'll be able to get this thing pretty close to the capture point. So we're jumping in, but again, just seems to Saints have its number. There's the Deadeye, takes down 1. Jussie is also in the mix, but does eventually go down to Sora. But Couch is on a killing spree. Got 2 going so far, and there we go. Crypt soloing the Reaper. There's 1 more member. It's going to be Andy. Andy just harassing the best he can, and now we have the emergency damage coming up. But a nice boop almost gave him enough time. Player Me with a huge boop, taking down 2 of the Saints members. That's actually catastrophic for this push. Although Dimash still on point, trying to see what he can do here, but he's probably going to go down as well. Bit of a stagger in process. I mean, he's still got 2:30 on the clock to try and push it just another 2 meters. Definitely a nerve-wracking situation here if you're a fan of St. Clair. Dimash kind of gets shut down. He took a lot of damage, but he's going to be able to get out of the way. There's Sora once again. Just hit and run. Do we still have Walla on the McCree? So he is still there. He's essentially been the guy trying to solo shut down this Doomfist. It's just a matter of can he do it before he gets any kills, and trading back and forth. Player Me now getting a kill onto Walla. So him down. I think the Saints are going to try and back up. Minute 45 on the clock. It is make or break time here for St. Clair. CMU doing a solid job holding now that this point is right on the corner of that S. Meteor Strike and a flanking Reaper. You have both of them right in your face. Could have been scary, but they're going to actually opt to retreat just a little bit. Coalescence coming out. Walla's Deadeye coming in clutch, taking down Sora once again. They're going to follow up with the Coalescence. It's doing a ton of damage and a ton of healing at the same time. Can they actually push this forward? Jussie point blank with everybody as well. Couch gets a kill. Jussie gets the kill onto Nyx. This could be it. Depends on the emergency team comp switch from CMU. Okay, Lucio, first one on point. We have Andy right there as well. I thought I heard a Death Blossom, but it might have gotten stunned right away. Nicely done. This is a Sigma ult onto the point. We're going to trade them both. And both of them going to just be picking them up and throwing them down. Nyx goes down, and the Saints are going to be able to at least bring this to overtime rounds, tying it up at 3-3.
Score 3-3. commences in 30 seconds.
Always thought hiring you was a mistake.
The best mistake one could ever make.
All right, so CMU is going to be on defense first as they have more time on the clock. St. Clair going to try and see what they can do on attack. Of course, the minute doesn't give them a whole heck of a lot of time to get something done. Probably 2 pushes if they're quick. Now, Wallace McCree has been one of the highlights so far, I think, for St. Clair, as it's been able to shut down Sora pretty much over and over again. Dimash actually took so much damage, so did Jussie, but he gets out of there just in time. All right, go time. It's 40 seconds on the clock, and we already have a lot of red health bars. Sora's actually a Bastion in this case here. Bastion is going to find Dimash. The invulnerability field is going to make things a little bit difficult, but Jussie does take down Andy. Walla finds Sora, and Jussie's on a tear as well. They're going to be able to at least take this first point, and with the Coalescence on top, just to be the cherry on top, just to make sure nobody went down. Getting the first point here is absolutely huge for St. Clair. It is very possible to full hold this. Difficult, but it can be done. So St. Clair getting this was crazy. But now they have to be extremely careful. They have to be on this cart at all times. If they move away, it could be absolutely devastating. Yeah, 'cause they have no more time on the clock, so with CMU charging like they are, getting pretty aggressive considering they took 2 of them pretty quickly. The Bastion ult, the tank all coming through, just he gets smoked by it. It's just Kingdom Heart on point, trying to stall this as much as possible. Barrage coming out from Pharah. All the ults are going to be too much. So the random picks that happened right after the cart came out was rather unfortunate there on the side of St. Clair. They did not get that moved very far out of the gate. So they essentially have to full hold here. The intensity you can feel in the room as the Saints have 4-3. They just captured the point and barely moved it out of the garage. Even if they give up, even if they give up the cap, that's enough distance that a lot of times can still be covered before they even respawn, depending on how the fight goes. So it is now or never. Saints looking for a full hold. CMU essentially just need to win one good team fight. Okay, Jussie going to try and be the flank around the right-hand side. Does get spotted out, though. Any pick at this point could lead to a rough team fight. But it's actually a lot of good damage coming out from Walla. Oh, so much damage actually coming out from both sides here. The flanking Reaper, they're on to the point. It is now or never for the Saints squad. Crypt right in the middle of everybody. Jussie in the perfect spot as well, though. Takes down Nyx. The main tank is gone. We have Atomic going down as well. But Sora is also in the back line. But Jussie's got himself the 3rd kill on the fight. Couch trading, or gets the kill with no fun. And there we go, the first hold. I don't think they even got a tick on this one. Yeah, they didn't get a tick. So basically a fresh push here on the side of CMU. 30 seconds on the clock. So essentially, this will be the final push, plus any trickling that happens. Just a matter of if anybody gets caught out. We saw Couch got kind of picked during the first or the second attack there from Saints. But can they figure it out this time by? Jussie finds Atomic. Couch takes down Player Me. Walla, huge critical part of the DPS is down. Oh, Jussie actually shuts down the Death Blossom from Sora, and thankfully Crypt also had the sound barrier there to keep everybody alive. The Saints are so far, they're cleaning this up, going to be able to possibly get this full hold. It's overtime now as the Meteor Strike comes in from Atomic. He goes down, Player Me only one on the point. Sora trying to get back in this as well. Wall is right there with the Deadeye, so it's going to clean up at least most of them. It's just emergency Hammonds. Got to clean that up as well. It's just like mad trickling right now. Winston coming out. Andy onto the Moira as well and firing off that Coalescence into everybody. But it's going to be the full hold. This is exactly what the Saints needed, and they get this into a game 3. That was stressful. That was stressful. But Saints able to get this to game 3 after earning the full hold. And after that one, rightfully so, they're going to go for a very, very brief 5-minute break. So we will be right back with game number 3. Never mind, this isn't regular season. There is no break in here. So we're going to go right into game number 3 right away.
Started to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Grabbing the wind, cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling.
All right, here we go. About to get started with Junkertown, which is our 3rd map here in this best of 3 between St. Clair College and CMU. Of course, had a small adjustment to the overlay. Apparently, we were blocking the escort progression. So, my apologies for that one if it made things a little bit difficult for you during that last match. But we got ourselves a different comp here coming out from the side of St. Clair. A bastion bunker of sorts. Try and stop this cart from pushing. And we got 2 bastions, actually. The pirate ship coming out from the side of CMU. So which bastion will be let to reign supreme? Yeah, Saints are going to fall back a little bit, get off the building, and just take the ground. And Sora finds Walla, so first blood going down for CMU. Okay, and vulnerability field, but actually that Maywall puts Jussie in an extremely rough position. He's trying to get something to go down, but he's barely going to get dropped as they finally take down the invulnerability field, take down Jussie, and everybody else is going to drop from there. Unfortunately, the defense not going as planned there for Saints Clair, or Saints Gaming. Yeah, sticking with this pirate ship as we try to round the corner. CMU able to get a ton of ground here, as the Saints are having a hard time even just trying to keep everybody topped off. But some nice purples coming out from the Ana on the side of CMU. T-Stop coming out to at least scare the CMU squad away for at least a little bit. Going to give Jussie enough time to get himself back into position. A nice Dragon Strike going to take down Player Me. But Andy does take down Jussie as well, so the big damage of Bastion is gone momentarily here for St. Clair. And then this time it is on the side of CMU. They have the Baptiste ult coming out, which of course, tons of damage, amplification, as well as healing. Okay, the Mei getting a little bit overextended. And there we go, Jussie on a tear at the moment. With that tank mode, there he is, but he does end up face tanking the Bastion, and he was not able to take him down. Definitely an unfortunate moment, especially as this Sigma ult comes out, which lets Bastion have essentially free reign on everybody, but Coach able to take down the Bastion finally. Sora going down, and Saints are going to be able to finally get themselves a little bit of breathing room. These last 5 minutes have just been nothing but chaos for them, so they get the chance to take a breather. Okay, Jussie in position, and we've got the damage amplification alongside a Bastion. That is a ton of damage coming out, to the point where 3 of them all just get dropped instantly. Yeah, no shield is going to survive the barrage from Jussie's Bastion. And they only used the Orisa ult, so they didn't actually stack it with Kingdom Hearts Baptiste ult. Okay, so CMU actually taking the high ground here. That's a nice Maywall. Going to make things a little bit difficult, but Jussie almost was a little bit out of position. There we go. Now he gets to use the Baptiste ult for a ton of extra damage, but he's also right in the line of fire. Baptiste keeping him alive with that invulnerability field. Walla first to go down, Jussie second to go down, and this one looking a little bit harder here for this side of the St. Clair squad. Might be able to trade with Nyx here if they can get a little bit more damage. There we go, Couch finishing him off. This is still a ton of damage to try and go through, especially through this Blizzard from Atomic. All right, so a few ults almost on deck here for St. Clair, but CMU are very likely going to take this second point. And they're just going to wait for him around the corner here. Okay, Walla finding some good damage. They actually aren't even healing Sora. That could have been scary if Walla just had free reign on him. But CMU looking really good here on this map so far. Very little, or like very little damage that the Saints can do in return. All right, opening fire onto the shield, try and get as much damage as possible. Okay. We've got the tank for him coming out from Jussie. Can he find himself a kill? Damage takes the kill. There goes Sora. Jesse on a spree as well. Atomics May probably going to get popped as well. There we go. Finds player me as well. So the Baptiste ult plus Jesse's tank form going to be enough to clean up that fight.
Blocking them off. You are advised to move behind my wall.
The power of destruction.
For your sake, move behind the barrier.
Okay, that was a rough halt there. That could have gotten Jesse, but oh, a bad transformation. It could have been scary. Bongo coming out, and here comes the damage. Recent ult with the Coalescence from Crypt as well. Just going to do so much damage, and that is actually another good combo to clean up this fight. Minute 40 left, and oh, he almost picked off Andy. That would have been pretty clutch. Getting a little bit of extra stagger.
Please move behind the barrier.
Okay, the halt coming out from CMU, and now this is a very, very stacked up group at this point. Here comes the Baptiste ult. Looks like the Saints are going to try their best just to run away at this point. And Kingdom Heart is the first casualty as the rest of the ults from CMU start to come down. 3 down, Damage the latest casualty. Jesse getting popped in the perfect spot, actually falling down low. But everybody's getting popped, so very, very rough spot right now for St. Clair. Of course, just got to bring it right to that spot. Someone's got to touch, and they've got to touch soon. The supports both casualties at war at this point. The Blizzard coming out, but I don't think that's going to be enough. CMU able to clean this up, but at least positive for St. Clair is that there's only 40 seconds on the clock left for CMU, so a very, very beatable score.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
Executing pre-combat routines. Optimizing strategy.
All right, getting ready to start for the attacking portion for St. Clair. We're at Junkertown. Final game of the set. Got a bit of a mountain to climb with that three points for CMU. The Eagles doing a very good job on this map. And we could have ourselves a relatively similar setup here as Jesse tries to hop up onto that and get this pirate ship rolling. Getting some decent damage, but a nice Maywall gonna get Sora just open season on him. And CMU able to hold it right at the bridge. St. Clair going to go down for the first push.
Well, it could be worse. Payload stop.
Now let's see how St. Clair tries to attack this because the CMU squad are still right there onto that bridge. A solid Maywall once again. Some decent damage coming up from Couch actually. Getting that chunk of earth just sent at him. But nobody going down. Vulnerability field coming down from the side of CMU, and that is the Baptiste ult also coming down. There we go. Walla with a pick onto Sora. So it's a big portion of the CMU damage that is gone. They do decide to jump onto the point. And then an absolute cluster here on top of the payload. And it looks like Wall is freezing, and everybody just piling in on that was enough aggression for St. Clair to take back this cart and push this probably the majority of the way to the first point. The Bastion is spotted. Both guys don't want him to get set up as everybody else starts to dive in, and then the Bastion does dive right onto the point, to the point where there's the invulnerability field that is making this so much more irritating for the St. Clair squad than it needs to be. Saints do find a kill, but I don't think it is going to be enough in this situation. Wallace still being topped off by Crypt, and they do find one more kill as Andy goes down. And actually, Wallace still fighting for it, to be honest. He's right in there. He's going to delay him a little bit longer, but this could be scary because he's essentially staggering himself if this does not go well. The solo play does not come to fruition. With a few kills going down, though, they're at least able to keep this aggression going. They lock down onto Sora, make him run away. Tank form coming out, and it's nano boosted as well. This is a devastating tank, so we're going to be an absolute threat. Jesse going to try and answer back with a tank form of his own, but with so many members of St. Clair going down, this one is not going to go into their favor either. A minute on the clock here for the Saints to try to get this first point. Otherwise, that could be the end of the road for us here tonight.
60 seconds remaining.
Well, it could be worse. If I could make a suggestion, we should get the payload moving.
Crypt has Coalescence on deck as well as Walla's Blizzard. So, and I like what Walla's doing. He's going to try and find the flank from the side. And that was actually a really sticky situation, especially with the huge purple coming out from the side of CMU. There is the Blizzard. Can they get the follow-up damage, though? That May wall is extremely irritating, but here comes a Coalescence coming out from Crypt. It's getting them a bunch. A bunch of them are so low, but no kills are just being finalized. Unfortunate for St. Clair, but a beautiful defense from CMU. Just able to hold it at the gate. And there's only 10 seconds, so it is essentially emergency composition time. It's going to be a little rough here. There's the freeze. Crypt last to go down. Nano boost onto Sora. It's going to just absolutely tear through anybody who comes forward. CMU going to take this set in 2-1 fashion. Well fought from both teams, of course.